And this you have to count as in for the live. 20 seconds, can you hear that?
Yep, I got it.
20 seconds. I will count you in.
Check, check, check. 1, 2. The cash man. The cash man can, because he mixes it with luck.
2.
We are. I'm so excited to be here. This track is, I think, where we raced the most, like, this entire couple years,
yes,
right?
Salem Speedway. This is almost like a little bit of a Bandit home track of sorts. Like right now, we've got this meet and greet that is going on, just kind of wrapping up back here.
I mean, who couldn't be? I mean, let's be honest. At least it's not August. The last 2 years in a row, we have been here in August when the humidity is like 1,000%. My hair is like curly by the time I intro my name at the shows normally. So it feels like a nice, cool day. I'm glad they changed the schedule to address the humidity issues we're gonna have. So here we are.
We've got the special guest here joining us. I think
Oh my gosh! Right off the bat, we got a very special guest. Come on over here, Cash. So this is Cash. Tell them who your dad and uncle are.
My dad is Trevor Kirkbird, number 63, and my uncle is Tyler Kirkbird, 54.
And who is your grandpa?
Craig Kirkbird, 55.
And
Never heard of him.
what does he go by?
The Godfather.
The Godfather. So I have to tell you, the best part about Cash, I ask you every race who's going to win, and I have to be honest, you're kind of like my dark horse, and you give me all the inside tips, and you almost always call it right. So who did you say is going to take the win today?
Either Tyler or Dad.
Okay, Tyler or Trevor, he's calling it early. Okay, before we send you off, I know you got some family at home watching. You want to give a little shout out?
Hi, Mom, and hi, my little sister, Nene.
Oh, all right, and happy birthday. You just had a birthday 2 weeks ago, right?
Yep.
And how old are you now?
8.
8. I mean, amazing. And how long till you get to drive a truck? I know you've asked Grandpa forever.
8 years.
8 years. He's counting down, guys. Okay, Cash, we're going to let you. You're the busiest guy around town, so we got to let you go get everyone ready to go. Thanks for stopping by to visit us at the pre-show.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice, the cash man can, dude.
I
That
mean,
is awesome.
How cool. We've got 3 generations of Kirkebergs out here. I mean, I just love it. And, you know, we know the Godfather. He always talks about why it was so important for him to start this whole series, and that was really to inspire the youth to get back into the trucking world. So to hear an 8-year-old saying he can't wait to drive a truck, it's like, and especially for it to be his own grandson, I mean, does it get better than that?
Really, it's full circle. You're absolutely right. And you know, I think the trucking business is huge, and the racing business, and that's what this is like sort of kind of combining race fans and truck fans alike. And we're doing it at a track that's got a ton of history. And for a little bit of history on Salem Speedway here, we're going to send it to Jeff and Adam. Take it away, boys.
Okay, Bandit fans, we are right here by the entrance to turn number 1, and we're going to show you the track that the Bandits are going to be going on. And if you look right here on the track, all of these holes right here, this is a result of Salem Speedway being around here for a long time and several cars going around it. This is what the Bandits are going to have to deal with here tonight, and it could result in quite a bit of crashes.
Yeah, one of the things that's happening right here in this turn, and the reason the holes have been divvied out in this turn, is because of the G-forces that are taking place right here when they're trying to turn. Well, you've got a race car, you know, that may weigh around 1,000, 2,000 pounds, depending on the type of car. These trucks weigh 12,000 pounds, and we're trying to turn that 12,000 pounds as they go across these bumps. So you've got all the weight loaded up on that right front tire, and they're going to hit these bumps, and it will make you bounce to the outside. And then we've got a wall that we've got to contend with. So this is one of the things that the Bandit drivers are going to have to deal with, is this rough track, old track, a lot of history, a lot of action.
There you have it, folks. There's no telling what's going to happen here, but one thing is for certain, it's going to be an unbelievable, exciting night for the Bandit Big Rig Series at Salem Speedway.
Look like the way my driveway used to work.
Oh my God. You might need to get that worked on. I mean, I'm scared of these things. Like, I don't even want to walk the track. I can't imagine driving it. And like, we don't have the best track record, if you want to say it that way here.
Yeah, last race, I mean, we had the whole basically the crash that ended it, sort of a non-ending as well. Now it's a family affair here tonight for the Bayer family. This is pretty cool. Brian Bayer, by the way, the Bird's Eye Bullet, is basically, this is his home track. And this guy, he's like a 4 or 5 time track champion, not in the Bandits, but in the street stocks that he usually races here at Salem Speedway. You had a chance to catch up with his son, right?
Yeah, so this is really exciting. Brian, last minute today, we had an extra truck. Darren Profit isn't here today, so we had an extra truck to drive. And Brian decided to call his son up, who does some racing with him, but never driven a truck before. He actually was ring shopping when he got the call. Yeah, he's getting married in a few months, so they were looking for wedding bands, and I was like, okay. And then next thing you know, he's in a big rig.
I love it. From the big ring to the big rig.
Right?
This is crazy. I love it.
I know. I told him he better.
The call.
I'm like, you better go for a win and pay off that wedding band, right? Like that 10K could come in nice and handy today.
Absolutely. I think it's a great day. Let's catch up with Trent Bayer as Dee talked to him earlier today.
What's up, Bandit fans? This is probably my favorite thing I get to do in this job, which is introduce our first-time drivers right before they take the track for the very first time in the Bandit Big Rig Series. And today, we have a very special brand new driver. This is Trent Bayer, and yes, that Bayer, Brian Bayer's son, is here to join the Bandits. Welcome. How does it feel to be jumping in the truck for the first time?
I don't know. Dad called me about 11:30 this morning and asked if I wanted to drive the truck today, and it took me a second to kind of comprehend it. And I was like, yeah, sure. I asked Kendra if she was okay with it, and she said, yep, let's do it. So here we are.
Yeah, and I asked your mom, and she was less okay with it, just so you know. She was quite concerned, like, I guess this is what's happening, but here we go. So you had a big day. You already went out ring shopping with your fiance, and now from rings to the big rigs. So have you ever driven a truck before?
Nope, this will be my first time, so yeah. I work in a mechanic shop, so I've drove a few trucks in the parking lot, but that's about as far as the shifting part of it that I've been part of, so yeah, it's gonna be different.
Just think of this like a half-mile parking lot, right?
Right.
It's pretty much the same, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But you're not shy of racing. You've raced, you know this track. We all know your dad knows this track inside and out, has a bunch of records here and everything like that. How fun is it going to be to take him on today?
It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna lean on him a lot to help me out. He's gonna have to teach me how to drive this, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a blast. I believe this will be the first father-son duo in a Bandit big truck.
Well, minus the Godfather and his twins, but let me tell you, I feel like this one might be a little less contentious than that family feud that goes on behind the scenes. Do you guys get competitive with each other, or is it more kind of a team thing when you guys race? Because you've raced each other before in not trucks, obviously.
Yeah, it's a team thing. It's a family thing. You know, we all have fun with it, and that's all we can do.
All right, well, we're going to let him get ready because he's got to get some practice laps in here. And good luck tonight. We're looking forward to seeing you. I told your dad 2 years ago when he was his first race here, I said, you know, I'm telling you, guys come in here and say they're doing this once, and then we never lose them. They stay forever. Do you see this in your future?
I don't know. Let's get through the day, and we'll take that on as it comes.
All right, well, good luck tonight. Back to you guys in the booth.
So Trent Bayer,
Thank you, darling.
basically coming out to race alongside of his dad, Brian Bayer, the Bird's Eye Bullet, and some other changes too. Austin Hoppy is back. Bob Mitchell is back as well. Luke Wickmeyer had basically had a run-in with the wall in a qualifying lap, so he's going to be out. So there's a lot of stuff that's kind of been shaken up, and we got to be reminded, Dee, as we talked about what happened last year. Last
year was the craziest race we've ever had. I mean, you ever got to complete it because we had such a severe crash, and it was just absolutely insane. But since it's been a whole year because of COVID, we figured Jeff and Adam need to catch us up. So we all remember how we left off with the ever not finished.
Yeah, right. Jeff and Adam, let us know how it went.
Well, Bandit fans, the Bandit Big Rig Series are back here at Salem Speedway, and it promises to be one heck of a night. And this track has a big historic value to it. Some of the biggest names in racing have raced here. The likes of AJ Foyt, the Allisons, Mario Andretti, as well as current drivers like Jeff Gordon, Joey Logano, and Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart has even flipped here at Salem Speedway, and it promises to be another exciting night, and we will definitely make history here again. And we got a lot of great Bandit drivers in this field.
Yeah, we do. One of the drivers that's been added to this race, he found out about an hour ago that he's going to be racing in this race, is the Bird's Eye Bullet, Brian Bear. His son is going to be making his debut tonight in the Bandit Series, and we're looking forward to see what he can do. He's actually raced on this track in cars, like his father has had many laps around this track. That's the reason they know the track so well. But they certainly are going to have an advantage tonight with the experience that they have at this track. But the drivers that you're talking about, Hall of Fame drivers, the history of this track is an old track. AJ Foyt said that if you can be fast at Salem, you can be fast anywhere. That come from AJ Foyt. So the reason is the makeup of the track. It's a little more than a half mile. Most tracks this size are a half mile. This one is .555. That extra distance means that the cars go a little faster. The banking on this track, 33 degrees. I mean, that's like at Bristol is the kind of banking that you have at this track. That means the cars and the trucks go faster. So whenever you're faster, action's faster, the clearances, in between the moves that we make is smaller, and it's going to turn out to be an action-packed night tonight.
And if the action is anything like we had last year, it's going to be unprecedented. We can't forget about that huge crash we had last year with Darren Proffitt and Tyler Kruckenberg.
Yeah, that actually ended the night for us. We're here to race. We're putting on our show in the middle of the feature. And why did it end the night? Well, one of the reasons it ended the night, these guys carry like 10 to 12 gallon of oil, where a normal race car has like 1 gallon. So we basically dumped over 20 gallon of oil on this track from the start-finish line right here, all the way through 1 and 2. And Darren Proffitt actually ended up on the back stretch is where his truck ended. Destroyed his truck. He actually made 3 collisions with the wall. He hit the outside wall, he cuts the corner, hits the wall again, and actually hits the inside wall on the back stretch that ended his night and ended the life of that truck. He had to total the truck out and build a new one. So a lot of action at this track.
Well, this promises once again to be an exciting night for the Bandit Big Rig Series. They're going to put on one heck of a show, and we hope that you all enjoy this too. Enjoy the show.
Yep, there we go.
Didn't say anything.
Longer than the qualifying laps for somebody to hit the wall here today at Salem Speedway, and that was number 51, Luke Whitmire. There was a sonic boom.
Oh my gosh, it was, your heart stops. Right? We were all the way in the press box, which is like, to give you an idea, at least a football field away from where the crash happened. And it couldn't have happened to like a better guy, Luke Whitmire. Last race he had issues with his power steering. Earlier today he had all hands on deck because he had ordered a new power steering set. They sent him the wrong one. They were trying to make it work, adjusting it a bunch. They got it adjusted. He goes into qualifiers and somehow collided with the wall. And as far as I've heard from his team, the truck is totaled. The only good thing, thank God, he was just fine. Bless his wife Jody. I literally looked at her like, is he okay? She's like, he's fine. She's so calm. She's like, he responded to me right away. He's totally fine. So she was calm as a cucumber. All of us, the rest of us were like, oh my gosh, freaking out. And she was just mellow, like he's totally fine. Thank God, because this, safety is such an important part of this. Even when I talked to Tyler earlier about the crash last year, he talked about how I'm like, how do you go into that after crashing here like the next time? And he's like, these trucks are safer than driving in a car down the freeway. And I was like, wow. Thank goodness.
Pounds hitting the wall like that.
Thank goodness.
Our heart stopped.
Oh my God.
Jody's like, yeah,
he's fine. And there was, bless him too, because he was like, we're like, you need to go see the EMTs. Like, I need to go see my wife first, and then I'll go to the EMTs. So like, bless him. He ran over to her, made sure she was okay. He got all checked out. He's totally fine. But what a bummer. You know, you go through all that work, ordering all these parts to total your truck, you know, in qualifiers. And then the worst part, you know, not only is it totaled, but then oil spilled all over the track, and it was like deja vu to last year when we had to end because there was so much oil on the track. We literally could not get it cleaned up in time. So it was just, you know, heart-stopping kind of situation. I told him he woke us all up. If we were having the midday, like, yeah, post-lunch little snooze, not anymore. He got us right back up. But yeah.
And the thing is, you've had a chance to chat with a few of the other drivers. Tell us what you've been kind of hearing is the general vibe from the Bandit Big Rig drivers here at this race at Salem.
Yeah, you know, the very first race, it was definitely like everyone was still kind of shaking off the jitters and saying they're taking it easy. You can definitely feel the ante has been upped. It's a little more competitive at this point. They are definitely coming in with a little more aggressiveness. Everyone over and over talked about, you know, Brian Bayer, his hometown track. He's got a new truck. I mean, he literally almost swept the last race. Luck of the draw is the only reason. I mean, he was in the very back, but he won everything last race in that new truck, and these guys know it. You know, not only are they already coming in with him knowing this is his hometown track, coming in knowing he's got that truck, and this is where he's comfortable. And this is a track where it's a polarizing track. Some of our guys drive amazing here. You know, Randy Briggs, you can't count him out. That truck, the 16 truck, with him and even before him with Bendegoose Molnar. Yes. I mean, that truck loves this track, and Randy, you know, last year had lapped half the drivers, lapped multiple drivers when we called it. So I think he's coming back with vengeance, like, no, this is my time. I'm owed this feature win for an entire year, so I know he's coming out here trying to get that. And then, of course, you got Bob and Austin back, you know, Dr. Diesel, Bob Mitchell, they're both very competitive. You know, Austin has gone up and down with that truck, but really from Bristol on, he's been driving like almost like a whole new truck. He got a new engine. So like seeing him back out on the track for the first time, that'll be really interesting. And then, of course, can't count out Scott Treadway. I mean, he came out hot.
I mean, you know, he gets married, he's got a baby on the way, comes out hot with a win in Pensacola. And the funny thing is, you mentioned the luck of the draw.
Yes.
Now, it's important for the Bandit fans to know that we've made a little bit of changes tonight in that the heat races, the top two qualifiers from each heat race, and then the Bandit shootout winner, if it's a different driver, only those 6 or 7 drivers are going to be in the luck of the draw for the top racers in the big main event. And then the others are going to be in the challenge race to sort of be the best of that crew. So if you think about it, you're going to want to see the heat races because that's going to determine the leaders in that main event.
Yeah, I think, again, that's kind of why we're seeing this competitive up the ante, you know, because now they really know every race really does count. You know, some people have gotten lucky with luck of the draw. You could have the worst race ever, but you pull pole position, you're going to start out at least in the front half. You know, it's your race to lose at that point. And so now knowing that those heat races, that challenge race, every race counts, I think that's why we're seeing everyone starting to feel a little more competitive and a little bit more bold with their choices.
Yes.
And this is a track, when you get bold, it gets dicey. I mean, I think every one of our drivers at one point or another has bumped, crashed, hit a wall, or something here. So literally, this track can make or break you.
They say 5:55, just over a half mile here at Salem Speedway with those high banks. It's going to be fun. The action's going to be incredible, and we're going to have it all for you live in just a matter of moments here at Salem Speedway. Dee's going to do her thing, talking with the drivers, getting in the pits. I'm going to try to introduce myself to some of these crazy fans. The fans have been fun. They're having a blast. We're having a blast as usual. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. I tell you what, Lil D, we're in for a big one here at Salem Speedway, aren't we?
Cannot wait. It's going to be action-packed, and let's just fingers crossed our boys all stay safe.
They need to stay safe for sure, and they need to stay safe too.
I know. I can't get it out.
I'll tell you what, they need to have a good time, and they're going to all those poundage right in that right-hand foot. It's Salem Speedway, the Bandit Big Rig Series. Lil D and PT, we'll see you in a matter of moments. Enjoy tonight's race.